Dishes are done, man.
Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Sequel Q&A. My name's Doug. So the next sequel that we'll be covering, we're starting the year off right. We thought, even though we have an amazing guest this week, actor Keith Coogan, who has a plethora of titles that me and him go through, whether you're thinking Adventures in Babysitting, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead, Dishes Are Done, man, Toy Soldiers. And you talk about the TV shows he was on, Little House on the Prairie, and I can go on and on. But we were like, you know what? He has a sequel that he worked on, but we should start off 2026, our 7th year, so to speak, as we started in 2019, with something pretty good.
I'm giving you a hall pass.
A what?
A what?
A what?
A hall pass.
Boom. I'm sure that didn't sound great because I don't have headphones in, but we're using a hall pass. Bride of Frankenstein, one of the greatest sequels of all time. We're going to be covering it. You can find it for free on archive.org, or if you own it, you can watch it there. But yeah, so that'll be fun next week. But this week, like I mentioned, actor Keith Coogan. So cool. We've been trying to get him for a long time. Dishes Are Done. It's something my old man would say a ton when I was a kid. Every time he finished the dishes, he did his best Kenny impression. And what's really cool is Keith sells, I'll put his website link in the episode notes. You can buy an awesome autograph that says Dishes Are Done on a dish. You got the idea from the soup Nazi from Seinfeld. You got to sign a ladle. He's like, you should sign something. Signs dishes. Pretty cool. When I talked to him, he was shipping out a bunch for the holidays. It is an awesome gift. Maybe, honey, if you're listening, my birthday is October 5th. Come on, do something for me. Just kidding. But no, seriously, really cool stuff. I'll put the link in the episode notes. But yeah, we talked about his credits. We talked about his grandfather, his mom being in comedy, being a writer. But his grandfather is like the first kid actor, Jackie Coogan Law. And it's like the Coogan account and all of that. That was his grandfather. So it's pretty cool that he followed in the footsteps. And his entire family, his stories that we talk about, vaudeville and silent films, like his family goes way, way back. Like it's really cool. So it's meant to be what he did, and great storyteller too. Toy Soldiers, Snuffy Bradbury, I can't believe I mixed his and Will Wheaton's character up. I can't believe I did that. But yeah, he had some really cool memories from that. That's my favorite thing about doing these. Folks always love talking, but I do love when they really were in love with the project they worked on, because the way you could tell, if you're listening, you can hear his eyes light up, I guess. But just him telling some of these stories, really cool. Like talking about Will Wheaton and talking about some of the people he auditioned with, his audition for Goonies. We talk about it all, man. Yeah, Keith was awesome. So do me a favor, before I start the interview, please like, subscribe, share, go to YouTube. You can watch an unedited version of this, see me flub my lines, and Keith crushing it. But yeah, this is episode 401. What? So subscribe now so you don't miss on 402 on. And then also go back. Good library. Lots of folks we talked to, lots of sequels covered over the last almost 7 years. So without further ado, here is actor Keith Coogan.
People ordering dishes. Dishes are done, man.
I know, dude. I'll make sure to put a link so people can check that out. And this is so cool. You are like such a huge part of my childhood, like millions of other kids. But one thing that was fascinating that I maybe didn't think of until you did your and Patrick Laberto's Labber show, and I interviewed him. So not like I'm friendly with him, and then I'm like calling him, but I'm like, oh, let me check out Patrick's show, and you were on there. I never put two and two together that was your grandfather, Jackie Coogan. Yes. I never knew that.
Yes. The whole family, writers, vaudeville producers, grandpa who, had always carried around the cloud of like, I worked with Chaplin. He used to say, I learned my comic timing from Chaplin, and I learned mine from him. My mom was a writer, comedy writer. She was a stand-up in the '80s. When I was on TV, we'd go to clubs and stuff, and I'd help write acts. We even wrote John Wayne Bobbitt's comedy act and trained him. So ever from the vaudeville in the teens, my great grandfather Jack Coogan Sr. was in silent films with Buster Keaton, Fatty
Oh my
Arbuckle,
God.
and then my grandfather had a lifelong career from The Kid to Adam's Family to I think he did a zoetrope movie towards the end, The Escape Artist with Griffin Dunn, and
Oh
then he
yeah.
shot a movie that took a year or so to come out. It was called The Prey, and that was said it was released in '84, which was the year he died. So he just there was 4 years. He was in Skinner's Baby too. He's 1.5 years old. He's uncredited as a little baby. So all family, and so there's nothing special in the family. You're
Yeah.
kind of expected to be a dentist or a lawyer in certain families. So that was it was a fascinating time because as a child actor, you're competitive with other actors. You have to
Yep.
deal with the public, which at that time are grade school kids that are beating you up in public school, and oh, you're on TV, fans, whatever. But then you also have a family that's competitive, and they think they can do the bit better or funnier, or you don't get accolades, you get notes. Oh, great job! Hey, you could have done this better. And I'm like, it's the movie's in the theaters. I don't anyway, but it's
Yeah,
nice
I
to
can't.
learn
I
from a
can't change
family.
it. Yeah, yeah. No, that's
Yeah,
awesome. And he's like the child actor. Like when you think
Mm,
about it, because the Jackie
he
Coogan,
is.
and that's what's
There
pretty crazy
were,
about
I
it.
think, people like to. I mean, you jump to the Shirley Temples and the Gary Colemans, the biggest kind of. There's ones that transition like Michael Jackson into adulthood stardom.
Yeah.
Um, your Bateman is fantastic child actor, adolescent really. He just smoked it on It's Your Move. I mean, he was apparently stealing the show from Rick Schroeder on Silver Spoons, and
Yeah.
Ricky's like, "Give him his own show." So they spun it off, which just didn't work out. But
Yeah.
um, so cutthroat competition, other child actors, and you recognize there's ones like the '70s Teen Idol child actors, which kind of repeated again in the '90s, where everyone thought they had to have a single or an album or like be into music as well as acting. There was the crossover kids, the Kids Incorporated kids. They could act and they could sing and dance. Bitches. Um, I hate a triple threat. So the
You
and
were a
also
triple threat.
the
I saw you singing at the Oscars.
I was singing and dancing and having a
Yes.
lot of fun with a lot of great I don't know, friends, peers.
Yeah.
We all just sat around talking to each other. Half of us were related to people in the industry, and the other half were like breaking or
Yeah.
um so that was another thing where nobody was too in awe of everybody. We're all like, yeah, we're all hustling right now. We're at all B+ level.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on the Oscars. We were
Yeah.
blown away. Like, I think Sammy Davis Jr. came to see the dress rehearsal. Um, there or there was weird. There was no host that year, so they had power couples. Uh, Michael and Kirk Douglas, or the families and things like that introduced. And so there was also who introduced our
I think it was Mathau,
stellar
right?
Oscar number was Bob Hope and Lucille
Yeah.
Ball.
Oh yes, yes, that's what it was. Yep.
You're like,
Oh
oh, there's
man.
Corey Feldman and there's Sid Charisse. Oh my God, Corey, Sid, Corey. That was a wacko because Jack Nicholson hit on my date, Katie
Oh,
Barbera, and kept moving into seats where he's like, checking her out. So bananas. I think Corey took Drew. Martha took River. Yeah, River was there that year, but he had more dignity, too much dignity to be in an Oscar number. But me and Christian Slater and Patrick Dempsey, no shame. We're like,
yeah,
camera
right.
time, let's do it.
Yeah.
I have
Oh
to
man,
trot that number out every Oscars. I have to put the link and go, hey, remember.
it is pretty cool. Just that, like you said, that collation of everybody that you see in there, it's pretty amazing. And what's your Holly Robinson's in there?
Number of Oscars the group has
Yeah.
won. Zero. And Holly Robinson. Is she Holly Robinson Pete, or did that separate? Is she
Not
Holly
yet. I don't think
Robinson
she
again?
was with Pete yet. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
We had Matt Latanzi and Blair Underwood and Tracy Nelson, Jolie Trisha Lee Fisher. Um, was there a Douglas or a Fairbanks? Really, maybe Douglas. Um, we had Ricky Lake. Oh my God, how fun was it
Oh
hanging out with Ricky
yeah.
Lake? Hot off of um, the two that had come out for her. The Hairspray and was she in Shag or I can't remember.
She was in Crybaby. I remember Crybaby, but that was a
She
couple of
was in
years after this, I
Crybaby,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we had so much fun rehearsing for a couple of weeks. And so there we really all got to kind of know each other, and Kenny Ortega, the choreographer, got to know who could dance and who couldn't. Boom, you're in the swashbuckler number. All right, you're in the So that was, it was a great night. We got to go to the governor's ball, and I got to hold Kevin Kline's Oscar. And Phoebe Cates had auditioned for Adventures in Babysitting, and I went up
Oh.
talking to her at the Oscars, and she's standing next to her husband, and she goes, "You want to hold Kevin's Oscar?" Absolutely, that would be. I'm holding his Fish Called Wanda Oscar. Surreal night and peak '80s moment for me.
Phoebe Cates, that'd be an interesting choice. She's amazing in Adventures of Babysitting. That'd be
Yeah,
kind of a
Disney
different
was
movie,
like
right?
the Disney exec said she's great, she is charming. So is Valerie Bertinelli and others that had did the screen tests. And with Phoebe, they were like, "We're having a problem with Fast Times. We can't wrap our head around Fast Times." And so they went with Elizabeth Shue, who not only read great and is the babysitter, but
Yeah.
Link didn't get that wide of a release, and they used a body double on the boob shots. So
Oh. Oh man.
Link was
So,
a monkey scientist movie, and the monkey feels her up in one shot. And I was with Anthony Rapp. We were outside of some location, and Lisa came out of her trailer, and we were talking about Link, and we were like, we saw Link. She goes, "That was a double."
oh, that's amazing. So from when you're growing up, you're in it, right? This is all you're thinking about. Everybody's like, "Oh, let's get to the point," because your first credits like 78. But were you doing like commercials or anything prior to that?
Yeah, starting in, let's see, like '75, I did a stand-in and then an extra job, and then the director of the McDonald's commercial I did a stand-in on hired me for four McDonald's commercials with Ronald and the McDonald land and like this teeter totter and the so that was started me good money in union. I got my union card in '76 at 6 years old. 6 years old back in 1976. And I've looked at my pension statement, and I made like 10 grand the first year, 40
Wow.
grand the second year. At 7 years old
So
in
you're 7
'77, I
years
made
old making
40
40
grand.
grand.
Yes. And then like when kept going up and it plateaued and then up again with the movies. The Waltons was a great bump in
Yeah,
1980.
that was your first, or I guess right around that time, the Mackenzies of Paradise Cove, to
Yes,
like
good
regular
spot.
gigs you had.
We had Mackenzie's was a pilot that went to 6 episode series with Klug Gulager and Sean Marshall. And then I did the Norma Ray pilot. I guess the nation wasn't ready for a TV show about Norma Ray. Go figure. Um, we had a soft spin off of Chips, which was the Brat Patrol. We did 2 episodes in the final season. Brat Patrol and Return of the Brat Patrol dressed up as Chips. They were like, "We might do like a kids
Really?
version."
Oh my
And so
god.
that was the thing. You want to get a series because it's really steady. And one night, more people watch a TV show in one night than go see the biggest hit movie that weekend.
Yeah, because
So
there was limited channels, so you only had X amount of channels.
exactly, and
So
30
you're
million people would tune in to
exactly.
watch, Cheers and Friends, and so that's weekly. So
Yeah.
movie stars are different. there's more of a distance and the bigness and the screen, and you got to leave your house and go into the theater. I know that's changing now as people get bigger screens and watch at home and kind of keep themselves away from the noise and the thing and the phones and the issue other people don't like other people anymore, so they don't want to go to the movie theater. um that's funny, my family has seen it go from silent movies to talkies to color to TV to digital to to streaming. And that's funny too. All of us have kind of worked across all these kind of mediums.
Yeah.
I forgot what the question was, but I love
Oh
talking about
no,
my
no, I was just
family.
talking
They're
about
crazy.
no, like your series regular gigs. But like you
Oh
mentioned it
yeah,
before, like the film versus TV. Even as a kid, as your mom or whoever is your like looking out for you at such a young age, it's not like you're like, hey,
yes. My
sweetheart,
mom,
I want to
my
audition
mom,
for this one.
she didn't think that my grandfather handled his money well. At 10,
Ah.
he's doing Adam's Family. She's 10 years old, and she goes, "So, how much you guys pay for this place?" My grandparents are like, "Nothing. We're renters." And she goes, "You're renters?" She goes, "No, buy at the beach." She's like 10. So, she was very savvy about what was. There were kids that could come, hit it big with something, and then price themselves out or overexpose themselves or typecast. I know this is a funny word.
Yeah.
Typecast used to be what branding is called now, where somebody is always the nerd, or they're always the jock, or they're always the bad guy, or whatever. So, the family, there was a lot of guidance and family letting me know what precedent was of other people's careers and their own careers of do this, take that job instead of this. Why don't you really prepare for this? This could be a big deal. No, you're not going to get this. I'm like, what? They're like, you're not going to get this, but you need to meet the casting director and the director. This is a producer's call, so it'd be good for you. Like, wow, you're not going to get it. I'm like, all right. So that every job too begets another job.
Oh yeah.
A producer that hires you again because you didn't piss on the set or spit in the director's face. Hey, was he okay? No shitting incidences anymore. Okay, cool. Hire him again. It was a very low bar to just keep working for producers. And then there was a Q rating in the 70s and 80s. TV had a list, and they would ask people on the street, "Do you know who Joe Schmo is?" And they go, "Oh yeah," or they show a picture and they name them and they say the show that they were on, and then that
Oh my
percentage
god.
of how many people recognize you is your Q rating. And apparently, I was on TV commercials that were on during the programs I was guest starring on, like all the Chips and Love Boat, Fantasy Island, Eight is Enough, Mork and Mindy, Laverne and Shirley shows,
Hey, we just saw
and
that guy.
they're like, "Wait, that guy was." So I was that kid that's on all those shows. That's literally what they called me because I never had one show. I didn't have a Silver Spoons. I didn't have a Different Strokes. I was blending into the ensemble on Walton's, and contentiously too, at least to audiences, they're like, hmm. Season 8 of the Waltons. They're like up to World War II by that time. But that was Walton's was a great lesson.
Yeah.
Is now at my age, I would love a series that I'm on 18 episodes out of 26 every year. Work a couple weeks, take a week off. That'd be great and get paid that weekly TV rate. But as a kid, it felt like, yeah, there's other opportunities too. And I kind of jumped on a ship that the ratings had already bottomed out. At the end of the 7th season, they didn't think they were going to get picked up. And apparently, the mom fought for money or something, and they're like, "Dude, we already fired John Boy because he wanted time off for Broadway." They're like, "Do as many plays as you want, John Boy. We'll replace you with an actor that looks just like you, even has a little mole." We say he got injured in the war, and his face is a little different. So they're like, "What? What did you say?" So she was fired like early. Mine did the kinfolk where we were introduced, and they introduced Peggy Ray, Aunt Rose, who was on like Dukes of Hazzard and all these classic movies, and uh, the mom never came back. Michael Learned never came back to the Walton set.
Oh my god.
We did a reunion, and she goes, "I don't remember you," and I go, "Yeah, I carried the show after you were fired." I didn't say that. I said it differently. She had a more Broadway mouth than I did. She tells great stories. Great story. Her and Ralph Waite had a really true friendship, a love affair of everything but. You know what I mean? And it was all
Yeah.
there in the scenes and working with the kids and the cast and trying to do this hour show where you get 8 days to shoot an hour of television. So that was a good lesson in. I think there is a discrepancy to whether John Ralph Waite was kind of like the kids are getting a lot of episodes. What's happening next season? Or my mom said, I think that's it. We're cool. They didn't keep Martha Nix, who played the sister. Peggy Ray stayed on for the ninth season, but I think she said I was getting restless, and that doing another season, I wouldn't learn anything new.
Okay. Mom was looking
All
out
right.
for you. Maybe it was just other
No, then
opportunities
I
that
went
she
on to
saw
do
coming up
Night
pretty quick.
Rider. I did Night Rider, and I got that Young Artist Award. That's a big deal. Get that Young Oscar. No, I did. Because of the Waltons, I got the only TV show that I was ever offered, Love Boat.
Nice. You got it just from that. You didn't have to audition. They just said, "Hey,
Nope,
we want
that
you to
was
be
the
on."
only time I never had to audition for anything.
Wow.
They were both CBS shows, and they're like, "Yep, you're on Love Boat."
Those are the big
You're in
ones to
this
get on. Like
now.
we were talking about before, it's like getting that national commercial. You're on, the 5, 6 channels, so people are seeing you. Even those shows, it's like
Yep,
the familiar face. It's like, oh, he's on the Waltons. Let's get him on this. And like you look at the rest of the TV credits that you have, it's just all of these big time shows, and you're just getting exposure after exposure. One thing I wanted to know is when you're doing all these auditions, I'm sure you're running into the same people, right? Going for the same
of
roles that you became,
course,
had friendship with, that you're like, oh,
of
this guy
course.
again.
Oh, there's Jonathan Brandis. Oh, there's Will Wheaton. Oh, there's Christian Slater. There's Scott Grimes. Corey, and I went up for Lucas and Dream a Little Dream and License to Drive.
Okay.
I went up for Goonies, down to the wire. There's like 9, 10 kids at Amblin around a plexiglass thing of One-Eyed Willie's pirate ship, and we're all so exciting. And they're doing mixing and matching to see who works best with each other. And I'm reading from mouth. Look around
Oh,
the room,
okay.
and I know Sean's Mikey, and this. And I go, "Hey Corey, who are you reading for?" And he goes, "Mouth." I'm like, "Damn it." Read for ET. Got to really one of the final rounds alone with Spielberg in his
Wow.
office. He had video games around. He goes, "You want to play some games?" I'm like, "Sure." I ran over to Battlezone. Oh my God, I'm shooting tanks. I got my eyes up in the thingy. And after a few minutes, he goes, "Okay, you want to work on the scene?" And I go, hold on. And I keep shooting. And it was a trap. It was to see if the kids had the focus
Uh,
to do a movie for 3 months. Yeah, good stuff. Gremlins, I was up for Shining, Friday the 13th. Um,
so
and it's
you and
heartbreaking
Feldman,
when
it
you
seemed like
don't
you
get
and
something.
Feldman, a lot of those Feldman roles, you and
Oh, yeah.
him, and yeah.
Yeah, me and Feldman, and I think even for a while, River and Ethan Hawke, we all had that bowl haircut. That like 70s, 80s bowl haircut, which was really the Jackie Coogan cut.
And it's cool. Toy Soldiers, not to like go too far ahead, but like
Oh,
Toy Soldiers, it's you, it's, some of your, people that you've auditioned with and things like that, all in the
absolutely.
same movie.
Friends, great actors I respect, and we're stoked to be able to be in, like, it felt like we were doing, Die Hard for kids, but
That's what
it was
it is. It
legitimized.
is like such a cool movie. I remember seeing that at such a young age. I was born in '86, but I remember that vividly, watching it either on cable or on like Showtime or Cinemax. And I rewatched that a few years ago. I'm trying to think. It came up on something, and that movie still holds up for a movie that they're high school kids. It's pretty intense. Like Andrew Divoff is a very scary guy, and he's whipping Sean Astin. And that's a pretty graphic like scene.
Yeah, we had good makeup effects for his scars on his back. That was just after you saw Sean's butt, where he comes out of the shower, he's breaking back into the school, and I think he's beating his bare back or whatever. Pull off the towel, bend over the desk, or they will explode. Andrew is so sweet and definitely more on the side of method like Vincent D'Onofrio, Thor, wouldn't break character, just always tough all day.
Yeah.
But Andrew's really a softie and quite an intellectual and great heart. And he has said in press that Luis Cali was his favorite villain to play.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's such a cool movie. And you had a great dad in that movie.
Well, what's that?
In Toy Soldiers, your old man was the guy from Law and Order, right? I can't think of his name. John.
Oh no, that was Will. Will
Oh, that was
was
Will. Oh yeah,
the
Will was
mafia
the
kid.
mafia kid.
Yeah, Joey Trotta, and he didn't
Yes,
like
yes,
his
that's what it was.
dad.
Will was okay.
And Jerry Orbach said, "Take my name off the credits." And Dan Petrie said, "Excuse me." He goes, "I don't like it. You're making
Oh
fun
yeah,
of the thing. It's not. This isn't a serious movie." And Dan
yeah,
goes, "No.
yeah.
Did you read the script? This is B move popcorn fluff." And Jerry Orbach said, "Take my name off the credits." So if you look to this day, Jerry Orbach's name is not in the credits.
Oh my
And I'm
god,
like,
yeah,
the
that
guy
was
did
his
Guys
father
and
right there.
Dolls, for Christ's sakes. I know sometimes the thing about Toy Soldiers, it was adapted by William P. Kennedy novel, Toy Soldiers, which took place in Europe, and it had a whole different context of the attacks and who's getting kidnapped and why, very different politics. And it had a love story between one of the teachers and the Lou Gossett character, and that was all
Oh,
changed by Dan Petrie and David Kep, who wrote Jurassic Park and the upcoming whatever day, the Spielberg movie. The day that they what is it? What's it called? There's a new Alien movie that Spielberg's got coming out. Anyway, David Kep is like Spielberg's right hand man writer.
yeah,
And so Toy Soldiers is a banger that sets everything up, earns it. It's all Chekhov gums. They don't introduce anything like mouthwash or hacking into the phone system or anything without paying it off later. And then it had early use of drones, little drone that sings.
yes.
And then
Switching the batteries, right?
oh my god, they will explode. But the last 15 minutes of Toy Soldiers honestly just keeps building and building. And the Irish Irish Orchestra Philharmonic is like pounding away. They were cheaper apparently than shooting it back at Columbia in Hollywood, doing the orchestrations. And it's great because it is an honest action movie, and it's the last of the hard R early 90s stuff before PC culture and political correct, where they're like, we're not going to put kids in danger and point guns at them and everything. We're not
Yeah.
going to shoot Will Wheaton on the steps of the English building. Poor Will.
And Lou Gossett, man, that's another guy that always brings it. He just always acts,
Always.
even if it's like the later Iron Eagle movies. I interviewed the actor
Yep.
who took over in Iron Eagle 4, and he told me such an amazing story that when he was getting his to his citizenship for the States, like Lou Gossett, he was just like mentioning it to him, and Lou Gossett's like, yeah, I could write you a recommendation letter. I'm like, that's amazing. Like,
Who is that actor? Who replaced
Jason,
him?
I should know his last name. He's a Canadian. But
I'll look it
no.
up too, but that's great. Because Lou,
Jason Cadeau. He took over for Doug Masters as the character for Jason. I always forget his name. The guy's name is Jason in the original too, but
figure Lou Gossett is a paycheck actor, and it doesn't mean he's going to do anything less than Officer and a Gentleman or Dickstown. Or Iron Eagle 19. He is there, solid.
Yep.
He understands the picture and his place, and he's great to work with. He's there off screen for you. There's actors that aren't, and he's just a big, tree trunk of a man that we loved, and he's a good leader. And also we had Denham Elliott and Arlie Ermy and
Yeah.
great character actors. Oh, and the guy
Where was
from
that shot?
Effects.
Was that shot in the States?
He was shot in Charlottesville, Virginia, at the
Oh, okay.
Miller School, about 40 miles outside of Charlottesville.
Yeah, that must have been cool.
Mm.
Just with that, with
Same
those other guys.
location.
I'm sure so
Same-
many of your other films that you did were a lot of fun. But
that was fun because we were all about the same age.
Yeah.
We're in our, late teens or early 20s. And we, the rule is don't waste time and don't spoil a prop or wardrobe that's being used in the shot. But practical jokes can definitely go down. My first practical joke was on Will Wheaton, and it was the first scene where we're all together that we shot, and it was exterior steady cam. I don't even have dialogue, and they're like talking to the kid. They're about to let the kid go and like get him out of the school. The one that the judge's son or whatever. and we're just in the back of the shot. And I turned to Will Wheaton before we were rolling. I go, Will, I'm going to steal the scene. He goes, you don't have any dialogue. And I know. And I go, I'm going to steal the scene. And he goes, all right, we start. And I pick my nose in the back of the shot and then I wipe it on Will's shirt. And his reaction is absolutely genuine. And that was the Gesundheit. Thank you. You're welcome. All of that improv. Me and Will get along and work together. Famously, we did Python, which is a big giant snake movie with Robert Englund and Billy Zabka, 130 Feet of Terror. And we also did a great episode of Tales from the Crypt with Kevin Dillon, Courtney Gaines, Meredith Salinger,
Whoa.
David DeLuise, Brian Krause, Jason London. Who I'm missing somebody.
Holy
Oh my
shit.
god.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
hell of a frickin' cast. So Will, we have worked together 3 times, and Will, here's to another movie or TV show or something. Let's work together again. Okay, Will.
Yeah. Oh
He
my
mentioned, he
god.
said that there was a memory he had shooting toy soldiers. He just posted this. That is an unadulterated, pure, good memory that he had while shooting something. And he said it was playing music in the car. We always would play in the van. The 5 of us would pile into the van and we'd play the latest song, whatever. I'd play Guns N' Roses. Will would play Pixies or something. And for some reason, Sir Denham Elliott, was not being driven to set by his wife. He was going to ride in the crew van with us. Great. So we're like, what music do we play him? And Will just remembers putting something on. Then he goes, oh, that's light. Will had been listening to like some pretty heavy stuff, like Dead Kennedys and King Missile. And so he goes, that's light. He doesn't realize. And his reaction, I forgot what he said. But Denham Elliott was like, oh, that's interesting. I love that I got to do a spit take and a double take with Denham Elliott. I got to hand the mouthwash to him and let him do a double take as I deadpan. And I was like, I got to do a bit with Brody from Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, and Mickey Moore, who directed the truck chase sequence in Raiders of the Lost Ark, directed the second unit on Toy Soldiers.
Oh
And
wow.
he directed the bit where I lit the cigarette and it set fire to the smoke alarm and all that.
God, that's awesome.
And all the
Such a great
equipment,
movie.
the Blackhawks, the Apaches, the Humvees, a couple of Bell helicopters that were used for camera helicopters or news choppers, they all went to Iraq after filming because everyone went to go do Desert Shield. So all of that equipment and
Wow.
all of the actual pilots in that went off to fight in Desert Shield.
Jesus.
Because our producer shaved his hair into a high and tight and agreed to change the end of the script for the Pentagon. If you look on the Department of Defense website, it lists 322 movies that have gotten material support from the Pentagon. And Toy Soldiers is on that list. They go, we have notes. He goes, what? About what? And they go about the invasion at the end of the school, how they rescue the kids. And he goes, you want to change it to how you guys would really rescue the kids? And they go, no, we want you to change it to how we want people to think we would really rescue the kids. So that is a kinetic option D on how the Pentagon would really go about that.
Oh my God. That is nuts.
It's a plan, but not the one they would use.
Yeah.
They're going to rely on a bunch of kids. How do you know? He's been kicked out of 3 schools, 4 schools. I love it. It's got the anti-hero with Billy Tepper. Oh, what's great is all these kids are rebelling, but they're the perfect, because they're all Trustafarians. All their parents are VPs of this and
Yeah.
chairmans of this, and great, fun movie. And every kid in town wanted to get on that. Every kid in town was like, "We got to get Toy Soldiers," and so everybody auditioned for it. Oh.
You should do a little tour. They just did the one, or I think it's over now, but they were doing the one for Stand By Me.
It's not over.
They were in Jersey
booked,
not
more
too long
dates.
ago.
They booked more dates. It's not
they
over.
did?
So go ahead and check everybody because you got to watch Jerry and Will and Corey talk about Stand By Me. And now that we've lost Rob Reiner, I think
know, yeah.
those evenings are going to have a lot more resonance.
Yeah.
It is, that's obviously terrible. I don't want to talk about that.
No, I know.
But the way that he touched their lives, I auditioned
Mm-hmm.
for Stand By Me. I auditioned for the Will Wheaton part. God damn you, Will Wheaton. I auditioned for The Toy, Christmas Story, Lucas, Kirk Cameron's part on Growing Pains. But then I guessed it on Growing Pains, so that was all fair and love and war.
Do you remember like people that like also audition for Brad? Because you audition for those roles for the other people. Do you
I
know
know for sure
any of those people do Brad?
Jonathan Ward, who was in what is it, Heat of the Night with
Mhm.
Christina Applegate, where their father was a cop during the day. No, cop, undercover detective during the night, and then raised the kids during the day. I think it was a one seasoner. I was jealous because I went up for that and I didn't get it, and I wanted to work with Christina, who was a friend of mine. Lo and
Oh,
behold, I
okay.
worked with Christina many years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're kind of the final round of auditions. I honestly can't remember, and I know some of the other kids will tell me who was there for Brad. Although I know that Anthony Rapp also read for Brad because they had a switch in the middle of screen tests. We're doing a subway scene, which is a combination of like the Riverwalk scene and the subway scene,
Yeah.
and we've rewritten a lot of it. And they go, "All right, Anthony, Keith, switch. Keith, you do Daryl. Anthony, you do Brad." And we look at them and we go, "Excuse me." They go, yeah, we ran out of the alley and we knew the scene, we knew the lines and stuff, but then you just got to reapproach it different. We went in and we did it. And then they go, okay, that was great. Switch back. I like they say the switch back because then that was leaning towards they knew that we were at least more right for that than the other. And
Yeah.
wound up working together. And Anthony, I have to shout out to Anthony Rapp, who had been on Broadway 3 times, although one Little Prince didn't open. He musical theater background, Interlochen, I believe. If I got that wrong, Anthony, correct me. He's obviously done multiple stints Broadway, Rent,
Yep.
um, his music. Anthony was fantastic because how did he make Daryl, gearhead and a sex fiend, so likable? He made someone who, when I read for Daryl, he was creep. So, Anthony, kudos to you for making Daryl Cooper Smith so damn lovable.
Yeah. Now he had such an interesting career because you think about the Broadway, the Adventures of Babysitting. You think about him dazed and confused, and then like a
Road
few years
trip,
later, he
dazed
shows
and
up
confused. Yeah.
as the creeper TA in what movie is that? Not
Oh,
Slackers. Another one of those college road
was
trip.
it
Oh, road
School
trip.
Days or Dead Poets School Days?
I think
No,
he's in.
School
Oh
Ties.
well,
School
he's in
Ties.
those, but he's in Road Trip as the creepy
He's
TA
in Road
guy.
Trip. Love him in Road Trip. He's hysterical in that.
Yeah.
Is he kind of a Karen or a Darren?
Yeah, Darren. Is that the male Karen? Darren? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to get with the Amy Smart. And he's
Yeah.
trying to, yeah, he's a real creep in that one. But man, so good. So one thing I wanted to ask, especially with the family history with everything, what do you think it is? Like you see so many kids that are talented actors, and I think they're continue like yourself, continue the talent's always there. Is it because people can't get past of like you were saying before with Phoebe Cates with them saying, yeah, we can't really get past Fast Times. Do you think it's that like when child actors become adults, they go, I can't get his face from being a kid actor out of him.
Yeah. That could be terrible, especially if you want to do autograph conventions. You really need
Yeah,
the face where they go, "Oh, I can see it."
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I will say this: that every actor has a career arc, has a moment they're hot, has a moment they're really recognizable, and there's a moment that it cools off.
Yeah.
Everybody, from the Chris's to Evans to Pratt to RDJ to every actor, from Joaquin Phoenix, who I knew when he was Leaf. Love you. I
Yeah.
was at the
Leaf, yeah.
taping of Growing Pains. Yeah, sitting next to um the sister Rainbow, yeah, Rainbow, Leaf, River, the mom, the dad. I think because Leaf, Joaquin was guest starring on Growing Pains.
Wow.
That was another thing, is those shows welcomed you like a family, and if you were on the lot auditioning for something, you could walk back over to the set that you were on before, and they would absolutely love it if you sat down in the audience and watched rehearsals or just saying, "What do you think of that joke? Was that good?" Yeah. They're like, "No, no, no, we know him." And you get a pass to come in, and like that, it was more loose, it was more uh, collaborative. It wasn't all done in a kind of thing. There was, you could walk in and out. People visited, I visited Pump Up the Volume set, hung out with Seth and Samantha Mathis, and Christian, because it was the same production company that had done Book of Love. So it was like they're all connected. And the community was small because at that age, that limits, and it's very really quickly. So 13 is way different than 15, and way
Yeah.
different than 19, and way different than 25. But so quickly you go through changing the types of movies you're in, the types of things. So for adults that start at 35, look the same until they're 65,
Yeah.
way different for a kid that breaks at
Yeah.
7 and then looks totally different at 14. He shot up 2 feet, the nose went, the thing, my God, what's happening? So kudos to anyone who can keep that up. You know,
Yeah.
women, it's tougher as we see
Oh, I know.
the
It's ridiculous.
over demanding expectations of
Yeah.
women's beauty.
Women turn
You
like
know,
30 and they're like, okay, now you're the mom. And it's like, whoa, I'm 30. I shouldn't have an 18-year-old. It's like, that's what we're gonna do. I helped Larry Hankin, be like character actor, write his book, and that's what he talked about, being so pissed on TV shows. He'd be like, what? You're playing they're not gonna let you audition for the love interest because you're 30? Like, why is this guy who's a 55-year-old actor need a 25-year-old girlfriend in every episode, you know?
now the May December thing, I think it was back in the studio system. Their bankability was on the male stars because the pay parity. They're like,
Mhm.
it doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't they just star women movies and then pay them less and then they make more? Maybe they didn't sell as many tickets. Maybe because the people that bought tickets back then, when women weren't allowed to have credit cards back in the 30s, the 40s.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Thin Men movies. Watch the Thin Man movies.
Thin Men?
The Thin Man. The
Thin
Thin
Man.
Man. Return of
Okay.
the Thin Man. Tales of the Thin Man. What a Curse of the Thin Man. There's 6 of them, starring Myrna Loy and William Powell.
When are those from? 30s?
So they're
Silent?
from the 30s and they are fast, quick. She's a girl who's hot, can hang with the guys and also throw insults. And they're drunk half the time and they solve mysteries. And the
Cool.
dog, Asta, was Toto in Wizard of Oz.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Watch these movies because we have to remember our history. We have to remember our Sunset Boulevards, our Sullivan Travels.
Yep.
As they remake all this schlock today, they can only go back to Shakespeare and certain kind of Chekhov and certain base stories because there's only so many of those base stories, and you're just reworking this stuff.
Hmm.
But there's a forgotten moment of pre-code, pre-Hays Code Hollywood, and just post-Hays Code that especially the year they enacted the Hays Code, which was censorship. You can't say this, do that. You can't show homosexuality or drunkenness or drug use or say a judge is on the take or the cop is corrupt. Well, the moment that they enacted that, there wasn't a budget to enforce it. So for a year until they put a head into the office and da da da, Hollywood made Frankenstein, Scarface. They went off. They went off the
Yeah.
rails. And I love it when Hollywood kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
That's cool. Now you have to remember your history. I showed my daughter, we were watching a lot of the Abbott and Costello, like Me
Oh,
Frankenstein, and then we just went through all of them because they're just so good. And it was funny. She was watching I'm trying to think what cartoon she was watching. She's like, oh, that's like Abbott and Costello, like the way the guy was, going into a room and the thing he was trying to show wasn't there anymore. And it's like, it's so crazy the history when you watch older things, how they just evolve. You watch a movie in the 70s that does that kind of bit. It's in a little different way, but it's remarkable.
so that came from vaudeville. Vaudeville had a structure because it's a physical show.
Yeah.
Can't just do a set change in 1/24th of a second where you edit a movie. You have to
Yeah.
physically build the show. And the show had a lot of multiple acts. So opening number, big song and dance, and the MC, it's going to be a great show, and here's what we're going to do tonight. And the curtain drops. And the second spot is called the two spot. And that means two performers come out in front of the curtain, no sets, no props, and do patter. So you get your Laurel and Hardy, your Abbott and
Yeah.
Costello, right? Your George and Gracie. Or it could be a sister act that they do a duet, cute little a cappella duet or something. When behind the curtain, they're setting up the plates or the stages for the lion thing, something that was elaborate. And the show goes throughout the night. The end act is if you have a kid anywhere on the troupe, pull him out of the trunk. He's waving an American flag and we'll play Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yeah, and the crowd goes nuts. Or he'll do a speech or a song or a dance or something like that. So the two spot, those Abbott and Costellos come from We need two guys to go out and entertain the audience for 5 minutes and not have them throw stuff at them.
Wow.
So they had to be. There's so many. There is a British act that has some of the quickest patter. They're above and beyond Abbott and Costello or God, I always forget the other. Um, so that is part of an old vaudeville tradition of those
That's
buddy
cool.
acts.
That's awesome. Yeah, just
One
to buy
stand up.
time.
Why not have
Trying to
two
buy
stand-ups?
time. Yeah.
Trying to buy time, and that's where Queen Mab's speech from Romeo and Juliet, Horatio makes a great speech about when you sleep at night, a small carriage and horses ride into your ear and whisper the name of your lover, who you're who you'll marry and everything. And that was a page of this monologue that actors use for their comedic, classic, Shakespearean monologue. It was written to cover a set change.
Wow. That's awesome. It's like the history. Like you obviously might have enjoyed that anyway. Like throughout your career, if you didn't have that,
Mm.
that's pretty cool. Growing up, you hear all these amazing stories from generations behind, not just your grandfather, but his father.
Yeah, and my mom, we had since our family was famous for not getting their money because of the Jackie Coogan thing, and we didn't have any generational wealth. I was raised on welfare. My mom
Yeah.
was a 15-year-old pregnant Catholic schoolgirl runaway. Didn't talk to my grandparents. Um, oh God, I completely lost my train of thought on that. The commerce, TV, all that stuff, entertaining people, being funny. Being my mom was a carny. She was also an usher at a movie theater.
Oh my God.
Probably, a couple of bucks and a second run kind of thing, playing like old movies and stuff. But I got to watch very young because she didn't have a babysitter, couldn't afford daycare. So she just bring me to the theater and plop me down in the front seat at 3 years old,
Yeah.
watching A Clockwork Orange or The Shining or The Exorcist. I'm 5 or 6 when The Exorcist come out. She goes, he's fine. He knows what movies are.
He's good.
But I knew that I was fascinated with behind the scenes. From my first
Yeah.
McDonald's commercial, I loved the fake balsa wood walls, the brick that's just fiberglass, the 2-inch cables running that you could twist a heel on because, they got to power these 9 lights. And the Niners, they're these 9 lights that they shine at you that can burn your retinas. And so they're sitting there overpowering these commercials with light, but you have to keep your eyes open.
Oh my God.
So an optometrist said, you have retinal burns in this thing. And I go, well, I spent a lot of time at the beach as a kid with the sun hitting the. They go, yeah, we see that with snow people and people at the beach. You have significant. And I go, also, I stood in front of 12Ks and these 9 lights for 1,000 hours as a kid. They're like, oh, yeah, they burned your eyes out.
Yeah.
So
And
little,
that's what it
little,
is.
little occupational hazard.
Oh man. No, that's so cool. Now, I love when I don't even know what the question I asked, but that was great.
Sure. Oh, no problem. What was the question you asked?
I don't remember. That's yeah. Oh no, I was thinking. Oh no, and you answered it beautifully. No, like why is it so hard for a child actor? But you said like the peaks and valleys, and it just happens. You're seeing the change of a kid from 10 to 15, 15 to 20 versus a guy at 25 is going to look the same, God willing, for 20 years. So yeah.
America loves a comeback, and they'll always welcome. Oh, there they are again, and now they're an adult or whatever. They love the shit out of that. But what do you do to support yourself?
Yeah.
A lot of kids go back to school and they get a thing, and then they find something, and then they don't really, stay in it, or they do, or maybe they get too known for one thing and they get Ron Howard or Fonzie, or Gilligan, and that can happen. So
Yeah.
my family had a great piece of advice. They go, never never be too big because then you can get brought down. Never get hot because then you can go cold. You just want to be medium. You just want to be warm,
Yeah.
reliable, funny, gets the laugh, not too expensive. Hire them, great. You want to be hireable, available. No, I'm serious. Oh, these are like there's edicts where, and also our family knows that this industry will need you now immediately, and you have to dump whatever thing you agreed to, whatever thing. I'll be there for you, no problem. Oh, you got a call back for Magnum PI. Sorry, I can't make it a thing.
It can't be there.
Yeah. So my family understood this, but we were all behind everybody when something came up. You help them get ready, and you do the costume. You prepare the material. You get there on time. Damn it! And back then we didn't have maps, Google Maps. We had Thomas Guide, a physical book you opened.
Oh yeah, I
You're
used
like
that when I
page
was
two forty
younger.
four, C5.
Yeah.
And you
I
go
used to
to the
go when I used
geography
to do door to
gallery.
door sales. If I didn't want to look at
Yeah,
my map, I go to the local like pizza place. I'd be like, I need to go to this house, and I give them the address, and then they tell me how to get there.
that's genius.
Pretty good hack.
I lived a block away from a Domino's in the early 90s, and I never got a late pizza. That 30-minute thing, that was hot pizza, man. I remember I bounced a check for a Domino's once. Oh my God.
oh,
So sad. So sad.
oh, man.
I was condo rich, but cash poor.
It's
Yeah, no, after Toy Soldiers, Book of Love, and Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead all came out in one year, 91.
a
Um,
pretty good
I,
year.
it was a great year, and then 92 was not a great year, and 92 was 93. I did a couple things here, there, and 94, 95. I got to star in some great B movies, ninja movies, skiing movies, surf picture, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
care. A lot of the, DVD box art would be like Keith Coogan from Adventures of Babysitting. Oh, but there was no difference on a set, whether it's a low budget Corman picture B movie, C movie, or to studio picture. There's no difference. Everybody cares, from continuity to
Yeah.
the set dresser to wardrobe to hair and makeup. The lighting guys, the camera guys, they're all putting their name on the damn thing. And you just want to entertain the audience. And if you're making Downhill Willie, which is Dumb and Dumber meets um, Warren Miller, it's a ski picture, but it's just beer and farts. It's a great cast, though. Lachlan Monroe is fantastic as
Oh,
the
he's great.
antagonist. It's great. Stacey Love Keenan is the love interest. Hi, Stacey. Um, so there's no shame. My grandfather always said, "Say yes to every job." Oh, really? He goes, "Yeah, because if it gets up, you can back out of something, but do it. It could be great. You don't know. It could be terrible. Nobody's going to see it, and it just shows up as another credit, and it makes other actors jealous. Or you meet somebody, a connection that pays off down the line.
Yeah.
So just do it." And he, luckily, towards the end, he had all these producers that knew him and knew he needed to make his Screen Actors Guild medical. There's a limit. You have to make enough each year to qualify for the medical. 2, 3 jobs a year on Perry Mason, Wild Wild West, Lucy Show, Game Show, whatever. They would call him up and have him come out. He lived in Palm Springs towards the end in the 80s, and go out and bang out his little guest appearance. He was on the Brady Bunch, the most hated man on Brady Bunch, the guy with
Oh,
the neck brace, where they made Cindy lie in court. Yeah,
I don't
my
remember a
wife goes,
court
"I hated
drama
your
episode of
grandfather."
Brady Bunch. That's
Yeah.
amazing. But that's cool. So when did you reconnect with him?
Oh, probably about 8 years old. They had a screening for the kid in L.A. Leonard Maltin was there. My mom had reconnected with my grandfather. Uh, and I saw this thing that I'd heard people talking about, my family. Oh, the kid, the kid, the kid. I saw the kid with the audience who went nuts and lavished my grandfather with praise afterwards. And I go, okay, that was great. I want to do movies now. Starting at 8, that's when I was like, that's my palette. I want to do movies.
Yeah.
So I would count after school specials and movies of the week as theatrical, as movies, just because of the form. It's less TV. I don't know, for some reason. So I was very proud of like movies of the week I did, after school specials. That's all clawing up. And that was my family. They go, you don't just work over and then become a sudden success. You gotta really just steadily grind away. Grind away as an artist, which, how do you eat? How do you pay the bills? So
Yeah.
thankfully they have the residual system, and that kicked in 1971, and I started working in 76. So everything I have done is covered by residuals.
That's good.
Thank
Because
God. And
it's
my
pretty crazy that
pension.
it wasn't an idea. Like, who's going to make the money off? Well, I guess reruns weren't a thing,
Well, they
right?
weren't. They
Yeah.
weren't until I Love Lucy. Later, they found out that I Love Lucy had an accounting problem. Desi didn't know about running a business and a network and everything, and he didn't amortize the expenses of producing I Love Lucy over the series. He loaded it all onto the pilot.
Oh.
Consequently, every episode after the pilot has no costs on the book, and it was very easy for him to license that out when TV goes, "Hey, it's summer. We don't want to. Let's do a rerun of something old." And Lucy, that's why Lucy episodes one of the first things that were
Yeah.
heavily in. And then Gilligan's Island too, because Gilligan's Island didn't meet the cutoff. They didn't have to pay any of the cast any reruns. Green
Oh, because they didn't have
Acres,
enough episodes?
Green Acres, Hillbillies, all of those series. None of the cast got any rerun money.
Oh
There
my
was a
gosh.
one-time buyout when they made the cutoff in '71. They said, if you did television prior to this, we'll give you a one-time $8,000 per episode buyout. Take it or leave it. Half of the cast of Gilligan's Island took it. The other cast didn't, and they've never been paid.
Oh,
So I'm not under that. And streaming, when it goes on streaming, by the way, love it. Thank you. You get paid by subscribers per service, and it's tiered. So Netflix, 100% of your residuals. Apple Play,
ah.
this 80%. Amazon, 60%. Oh, this one 40%. You believe that? Down to 20% of what normal residuals just because it's on a lower popular streaming service. But if it's on free TV, Pluto, Spike TV, those kinds of like free
Yeah.
apps, I get paid better. And if you buy it for $2.99 or $5, screw it, I'll buy Hiding Out. I get paid the most on direct digital sales.
Oh wow.
All that is
What would you
tracked
say?
by SAG.
What's the most popular one that you see when you look at that residual check? Don't Tell Mom and Adventures in Babysitting, or is it like a rando TV show that I wouldn't think of?
I look for Adventures in Babysitting, Don't Tell Mom, and Fox and the Hound,
Oh yeah, that's true.
and Waltons. The Waltons. Those are the four. And since Don't Tell Mom, the Waltons fall under Warner Brothers, I get a combo check. And because Fox and the Hound and Adventures of Babysitting both fall under Disney, I get a combo check. So I just look for those Disney pictures. Thank you, Touchstone.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers. Thank you, Warner Brothers. I look. Those are the ones that keep the lights on in the Coogan
Yeah.
household for residuals.
Nice.
I don't make a ton. You look and it's, oh, this a couple bucks. This, oh, a couple hundred.
Yeah.
It's
No,
better
I
than a
know. I could
swift,
say.
swift kick in the teeth. And now that they got AI and they're training the AI agents on past work, don't steal my timing because I learned my comic timing from my grandfather and he learned it from Charlie Chaplin. So screw off.
That's really creepy. I didn't
Feel
know
you can
that. Is that a
license your
thing?
face.
Really? They're
You
looking
can
at timing.
license you. Yeah, you can license your face to AI. You get paid 75% your rate, and you can do up to 5 jobs a day.
That's insane. But that's not. Do you think that'll ever go in to be a real thing? That right?
Brad, Matt, Tom, Jennifer, Reese, um, uh, who's the one I really loved?
They did it really?
Demolition Man. No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
There are movie stars.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
all over 50. Tom is 60.
yeah.
So we need new movie. Can you name anyone who has that kind of clout right
Who's
now
young?
in their 20s?
They're throwing people that Glenn Powell guy's in a lot, but I don't know if it's because he's just starring in big things. I don't
Oh,
think
is
he's
he
on that
related to
level.
somebody who was seasoned and been through this industry? Is he a nepo baby?
I don't think so. No, he's from like Texas. See, I think he's from a small town in Texas. I
Oh,
don't know
really?
how he made his because he was in like Spy Kids. Like he really was in like a bunch of
Oh, well,
stuff
then
as a
good for him.
kid.
He is
But
overexposed, though. Honestly, he's
yeah,
overexposed.
yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. He's doing
And
everything.
as the
Like he's got a
audiences are cool
show.
off,
Yeah.
something doesn't make its money, and then you don't work anymore. Did you know that for Wolves, did you see Wolves or hear about George Clooney, Brad Pitt?
George Clooney in a movie called Wolves.
Yeah,
No, it
Wolves.
just came out.
There are two wolves. They're like Harvey Keitel cleaners. They come. I'm a
Yeah,
wolf. I come and
yeah,
clean up the potty. A
yeah,
thing will never happen. Here's your fake ID.
yeah.
They both get called for a job, and the movie was about to come out theatrically, and they both got their rate, 20 million a picture. And the producers, they go, we've been tracking it. It's not going to make its money back. And if we release this theatrically, you will never make your rate again. So here's what we're going to do. Give us back some of your salary and we'll make it an Apple Plus release with limited theatrical and protect your future rate.
Oh my god!
Because
And
who
that's
can
out
ask
already.
for
That
more?
movie.
I don't
That
get
movie came
above
out
scale.
already.
Oh, it came out 2-3 years ago.
Oh my god! I never remember it.
Wolves. Yeah.
Maybe because it wasn't in the movies, and I don't have Apple Plus. Maybe that's
It
why.
was in New York, Chicago, LA for,
Ah,
art
wow.
house theaters.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Look at
So
that.
the money about it, the reason is movies are really expensive to make. You want to write a book, get a pen and paper. You want to write a song, get a cheap guitar and learn 3 chords. You want to paint a picture, $100 of art supply at the art supply store. You can paint a picture tonight. You want to make a movie? Oh, dear Lord. Things a couple hundred grand just to get a decent picture and image and sound that audiences go, oh, that's a good looking picture. Oh,
Yeah.
you want named, you want people in it that people know that aren't Michael Madsen. You want SAG actors? Okay, now you've gone union, which means union camera, union DGA, union this, union bloat. Um, and it is the single most expensive art form. However, it's been democratized. You've got a phone in your pocket.
Yep.
You can make a movie right now.
Yeah.
But do you have the money to let all 335 million Americans know it's coming out this weekend and walk book
Yeah.
theaters and rent and do the posters and fly your stars out to the talk shows to promote it? Do you have those connections? No. So there's a choke point through the mainstream, and it was 6 studios, and then Disney bought Fox. Now it's 5 studios. Then Netflix bought this, then Paramount bought that, and then this, and then that. In the meantime, somebody's going to come up. We all already have Emily Haggins, which is Zombie Girl. She had 14. She directed her first zombie picture. She directed half a dozen pictures by now. People are going to Terrifier, which is all non-union. Terrifier's made millions of
Yeah.
dollars. People are going to create their own content and buck the studio system. That's what happened in the 70s. You had auteur directors who were like, give me a 16 millimeter camera and a little Nagra, and I'll go make a movie. Um, but you still need the infrastructure in the studio system to a platform for people to see you. When you're in a
Yeah.
crowd, they can't see you unless you're standing on the platform.
Very true. And like the one thing you mentioned, the first when you talk about like the money you need, like that is the first thing that you look at. It's like obviously the actors and things like that. There's so many of these movies that are on like a Tubi, and you're like, oh, let me give this a shot, like something new, and it
Yeah,
just doesn't look good, or the sound is off, and you're just
no,
like, I
I
can't
know.
watch this.
I know because movies are life with the boring parts cut out.
Yeah,
So everyone's backlit. Everyone,
yeah,
everyone's hot. Everyone's charming and interesting, and someone you want to spend $15 to go sit in a theater and spend an hour and a half with. Um, and we're also at a weird thing. Hulu was supposed to be a one-stop shop. Every studio was going to come in, and consumer goes to Hulu, watch anything you want, and that didn't happen. We have a million different streaming services. It takes forever to find something to watch.
yeah.
Each one has its own menu and its own thing they're pushing, and you're like, why are you pushing this? You can't find the show that's so hot right now. It's the number one. You're like, why is it not on your main page? Ugh. And ads, a lot of them, if people are cheap, and they're like, I'll just stay on the ad-supported, tier of the service. So you watch the same thing you used to watch for free on network television, and yet you're paying for it, and
I
you still
know.
get the ads, and you can't skip them. You schmuck.
Yeah.
As Tom Rothman, the head of Columbia Pictures, said, streaming services are pissing on consumers.
Very true. Yeah, you think when oh yeah, cut the cord. This is awesome. And then I remember in the beginning we were so good with it. I remember just having like Netflix, and then it was like,
Ooh,
and then with kids, it's like, oh, now we have to get Disney, and we have to get this. Oh, ESPN. I want to watch some sports, and then it gets to cost almost as much. But cable is still ridiculously expensive. My mother-in-law goes, yeah, I'm paying $230 a month. I'm like, that's insane.
whoa!
It's
What does she have?
ridiculous.
Skinamax? Little
That would
Showtime
be
West?
something.
My
Yeah,
God!
right.
Although I do like when you get the cable package and you like can see Saturday Night Live early at 8:30 when you're on the West Coast. That's kind of cool.
Oh, that is true. Yeah. Oh man,
And you see the
Keith.
one that Lauren didn't re-edit for the West Coast 11:30 airing because sometimes there'll be sketches
Oh
and he doesn't like what
yeah,
happened, so he'll use the dress rehearsal. but it's out there. That was the thing. My family also came from live television, live theater to live TV. My grandfather did a lot of Red Skelton shows, which was basically vaudeville but done live
Yeah.
broadcast out. And we just love to. We're Irish. We're bullshit. We're full of it. We're here to entertain, man.
Yeah,
Can't
that's what
everybody
we're
get
here for.
along? We're just here to entertain. I didn't want to work out or be cool or look hot. I'll be the funny guy.
But you are cool. Like Kenny is. So when you're doing
Oh
these movies, do you ever think of like when you're done with a movie, are you ever like, this is gonna be awesome, or I feel this, or is there ever a feeling you have while you're on set of any of these movies that became like these staying hits?
no, you just hope to get it done competently and that
Yeah.
you're happy and like stay true to the script. That's the thing. If you stay true to the script, somebody's gonna get it. Is it everybody gonna get it, or is it 20% of the country gonna get it? Um, I did a lot of movies that were on the cusp. They call them box office failures, but cult hits. And I look at the numbers and I go, if it's produced for 8 million and it made 27 million, that's not a box office flop. That made its money back. And then rinse and repeat. It's just that nobody gets too excited about that. You want to make another movie where we kind of break even? So exceptionalism, and then I think people get tired of exceptionalism. Every movie can't be a superhero action movie with the CGI and the effects.
I
It's too
know.
expensive. Hollywood can't
Yeah.
keep that up. And then every smaller budgeted movie just use the same A-list actors doing their one for them, one for me project. So you wind up seeing the same people over and over again, and that's where I think audiences get bored. And the new people have to, I don't know, have it. You can't buy it, can't rent it, you can't. You have to study, you have to work, you have to get lucky, or just have it. If you have it, everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
And we have too many people that are too comfortable. They're not desperate enough to want to entertain everyone in the room. That's how you get by in life sometimes. Just be a charming ass bitch and make everybody laugh. Yeah, I love it. Hey, could you spot me on the thing? Sure. How'd you get that spot? How'd you get a free drink? Because you made him laugh 16 times in an hour. Hey, let me get you a drink. You could get through life that way, and the Irish figured that out a long time ago.
Have you ever done stand up or anything?
I had to because it was the
You
bucket
had to.
list mountaintop. You're like, I've done the music and the thing, and I played music live on stage and
Oh, nice.
done writing and this, and I've written for stand up and trained people, and I went, all right, I'll do it. And an opportunity came for Virgin Sacrifice. You had to have never done stand up and write your own act and promote it the way they want you to promote it. So I did Small House. We packed this little White Snake cellar of a place with 75 of my closest friends and family, and I killed it. It was great. Second time I tried stand up was outside of LA in Redlands, the Coyotes of comedy, something like that, and I bombed. It was a great experience to bomb, but it's not vocational. But if someone said you got 5 minutes, go up on stage, I have an act.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't do it. I did improv on stage. I was a little different because I really didn't have to remember anything, even though I don't think it was the funniest thing because it was one of those showcases where it was like, hey, tell your friends and family. So there was like all the people we were doing our graduation. When I got to level 2, it was a little bit better, but it is such a rush. Like it's such a high to do that because everybody's, and I'm sure it's like that on a movie set when you're done with the take and they're like, oh, that's great. Cut lunch or something. I'm sure there's some kind of high, but having an audience is, yeah, it's pretty addicting.
Oh, it is. It's crack. It's instant. Make them laugh, make them cry. You see it right there in front of you. If it's theater or stand up, um, movies, you do it in a box in the dark, and a year later it finally comes out. And maybe if you sneak into a theater and hear them laugh at your joke, but that feedback is definitely more delay.
Yeah. Did you ever do that before? Go see your movies and sit in the back?
Oh, Adventures in Babysitting opening night, Chris Columbus sent a limo out, and we all went around to all the theaters. And we're like, let's watch the train sequence. Let's watch the thing. Let's watch the Babysitting Blues. And we sneak in and we hear the laughs and run over to another theater.
That's awesome. That's so cool. But yeah, no, this has been so much fun. I just got to ask a few things about Don't Tell Mom, because that's a movie that I grew up. That was a movie that we watched all the time. Like my dad would say, "Dishes are done," like as like a thing. My mom would always say, "I'm right on top of that, Rose." Like we just watched it so much, and it just when you're a kid, you want to be on your own, and that movie shows you like, yeah, it's really cool until it isn't. Like when shit gets real, and it gets like very real in that movie. Like with Christine Applegate, which her character in that movie was what, 17
Yeah,
or
she's
16?
17.
Yeah, that's insane.
And it was written as a response to Risky Business.
Oh, okay.
So the mom and dad leave town, and the boy just ruins the house and the thing, and it's awful that he, they said, what if it was a girl? And they probably get their stuff together. And so indeed, at the end of Don't Tell on the Babysitter, she's got a job, good health coverage, paying the bills, putting food on the table, and the house is cleaner.
Danielle Harris, right after Halloween 4 and 5, she's
Yeah.
huge kid star at that time. Yeah.
Yep.
Such a great movie.
She
And that
just moved to LA and Monday and gets a call. Hey, Jennifer Love Hewitt has to back out of Don't Tell on the Babysitter's Dead because of Kids Incorporated. They won't let her out of the contract. Can you
oh
go
my
to this
God.
office and read for the thing? By Friday, she was cast in Don't Tell Mom. New agent, all that stuff. So she's like, she goes, I don't know many actresses that hit LA and that are cast in, Warner Brothers picture in a week. And I was frankly unaware of that she was the Scream Queen.
Yeah.
After Halloween 2, I kind of checked out, honestly. No big deal. There's no season of the witch for Keith.
But yeah, Jennifer Love Hewitt, that would have been interesting. I interviewed the director of one of her first films. She was in Munchie, like a Corman movie. So she could have had this, and then because of kids, her first movie ended up being a Corman flick.
Oh,
Pretty
wow.
great. Unless maybe she had something before that, but that was her first movie, and that's when she went by Love. She went by Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
Was that her? That was her name then? Wow, that'd have been totally wild. 2 years before that, she would have been in something.
Yeah, she's
Nuts.
great on, is it 911? Yeah.
911. Yeah. But yeah, just the staying power of that movie. Just thinking about dishes are done, signing dishes. People buying them from your website. I think that
Yep.
is like amazing. That it's like
It
there's
is.
these
And you know
movies
who told
because
me to do that? You know
who?
who told me and helped me? Larry.
Larry who?
Who's the soup guy? Seinfeld.
The soup guy from Simon. Oh, the No Soup for You, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, the soup Nazi? Oh, I don't know his last name. But that's the guy who told you to do it?
I mean, I don't mention a friend had come by, coworker who had a little blue salad plate, and he's holding it like paraphernalia. He goes, "Could you sign this plate and be like, dishes are done, man?" I'm like, "Great." He goes, "You should sell those." And that same convention, Larry goes, "Hey, he sells soup ladles that say no soup for you." And he goes, if you have something, a baseball, a thing, whatever your movie is, if you have a prop, put those on the table, buy a bunch of them. And I have sold dishes at every single Outer convention this holiday. This holiday season was nuts. I did a Instagram, Facebook, Twitter post, and uh, thank you, everyone who ordered a dish. So far, I think they'll get there by Christmas.
That's awesome.
I
And I
just did
think
two trips
it's
to the post office today to get them out
oh,
as
oh
well.
yeah,
For the
you're putting
last
those
week,
out.
I've been doing the orders and getting them to the post office, and so I hope everybody likes them and enjoys. And the dishes are done, man.
It's crazy when you think about it. Like you have a line in a movie. Like when you're done with that movie, do you think that? Oh, but wasn't that in the trailer?
No,
I feel like that was in the trailer, right? Was
I
that the end
think
of the
that's
trailer?
why
And then you
it
fire, and then
buttons
you
the
guys
whole
fire the
trailer.
gun.
The end of the trailer, and so you didn't have to see the movie. You were exposed to the line. It's gifs, it's memes. People are like, the taxes are done, man. The car wash is done, man. And other lines like, I'm right on top of that, Rose.
Yeah.
Great quotable dialogue for the movie, so very lucky. And as an actor, you want to have a lifelong career. you'd hope to have a better line to be remembered for than "Dishes are done, man." But I'm gonna own it, man. It's gonna be on my headstone. Here lies Keith Coogan. Dishes are done, man.
Oh my god, dude, that is amazing. Yeah, that movie, the cast too, Duchovny, just everyone that's in that is so good. The girl that TPS
Kimmy
reports.
Robertson, Jane
Yep,
Brooks,
yep,
of course Duchovny, Joanna Cassidy,
yep.
all the kids. Yeah, great fun. There was a bit of subversiveness on set. We knew that no one was looking. It was low enough budget for Warner Brothers. Kind of a negative pickup, meaning the producers are going to make the movie and then just sell it to Warner Brothers when it's done. And Warner Brothers goes, they know they're buying a finished picture. So that's how a lot of movies are made. They're made by independent producers and then they're sold to a movie studio for release. So we were actually making a movie called The Real World. The original title of Don't Tell Mom Babysitter's Dead, the
The
one that we
real world. Wow.
auditioned for, the one we got on set, the one we're a month and a half into shooting. The Real World. Kind of Secret of My Success or Working Girl kind of a movie.
Yeah.
And MTV calls and goes, "Yeah, we're releasing this reality show called The Real World. You might want to change your title." And we go, "What's a reality show?" And they go, "That's not important. Just change your title." So they pulled, 100 different titles with kids, and a bunch of 12-year-old boys picked Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead as the movie they would see the most out of that list.
Yeah. Great name. It's like, it's a mouthful, but you remember it. And the poster and Christina at that time, like she was everybody. It's funny. They always talk about like the posters, like my dad, like, oh yeah, I had the Farrah Fawcett poster and like maybe somebody in the 80s, but I don't know if you really think about that era. I'm sure I don't remember having posters. I didn't have posters on my wall, but it would have been like Christina Applegate of that era. And she was phenomenal and she's still phenomenal. Like when she did that show on Netflix with Linda Cardinelli, that was like, holy shit. Like
Oh,
she
Dead to
is
Me, Dead to
amazing.
Me is fantastic.
Yes.
And I'll
Yeah.
say this about the posters for Farrah Fawcett, for Christina Applegate. They had to hire a photographer, go to a studio, hair, makeup, wardrobe, do the thing, look at the um, negative, pick a shot, print them, advertise them, get them physically into all the stores that people buy them.
Yeah.
Now they're just a thirst trap Instagram post.
Thirst trap, yeah.
So it was a lot more work to do that, and very few people, I think, did that. And Christina Applegate did that because her character was the one character on the Bundys who knew her worth, who
Yeah.
and worked it. She goes, "Well, if you're going to see me as this, then I'm going to freaking take advantage of it." She was the
Yeah.
smartest Bundy.
Yeah. Oh man. Keith, do you have a favorite maybe like an underrated credit that might be people have not watched, or a role that you did on like a show that you look back and you're like, that was really good?
Um, I not necessarily the role, but I loved the movie and the people that made it and worked with. Cousins, starring Ted Danson, Isabella Rossellini, Sean Young, William Peterson, Norma Alejandro, Lloyd Bridges, directed by Joel Schumacher,
Oh
released
wow.
in Valentine's Day of 1989. And I'm very proud of Cousins because that, instead of being a kid's movie, I was a kid in an adult movie. And very proud of it. Joel Schumacher styled me. He's a great director. Miss him dearly. Um, and it's a hopelessly romantic film. And it is a remake of, at the time, the most successful French comedy, Cousin Cousine, where two cousins by marriage fake a relationship to make their cheating spouses jealous and then fall in love. So I am Ted Danson's son in that, Lloyd Bridges' grandson, and have
Sweet.
some just great scenes with them. And Sean
I'm
Young.
gonna watch it if I can find it. I'll watch it with my wife. It looks
Yep,
awesome.
Cousins is
And great
streaming.
poster too. Good poster.
Yeah, it's
You guys
very
all around the
Fellini
table?
esque. William Peterson goes, "Watch this. We're going to steal the focus for the poster." And I go, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We're not going to look at the camera. We're not going to look at them. I'm going to point off to something in the distance." And he does, and we take that picture, and sure enough, there's William Peterson stealing focus.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Well, Keith, this has been amazing. I'm so happy that we connected, and Yeah, man. It's so cool to always talk to people, but you're such a big part of my childhood in so many different TV shows and movies. And then when I watched when you talked to Patrick, I was like, oh my God, man, it's so wild that I never put two and two together, even though it's not like, I'm sure there's other Cougans out there. It's not like but I was like, holy shit, like that's wild to think about that.
And also growing up in LA, everyone had a relative in it.
Yeah.
So that wasn't, and it wasn't seen as negative until the recent kind of Nepo baby backlash
Yeah.
came. You
Which
get
is kind of a weird thing. I
a
think
lot more people are getting opportunities, and every once in a
yeah.
while, a kid of someone famous it's not going to work out.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'm
And if
sure
they
they'll
think
be
they're not
fine.
going to make it, it's not like, oh my God, that's George Clooney's daughter. We're going to have to make sure she's in every movie. If she sucks, the movie's not going to be in. Like
No.
Cindy Crawford, she had one big movie that she starred in. That's why.
Was it a SNL sketch? There was one where they go talk about nepotism, and they said a door in the a foot in the door, and so much more.
Keith, man, thanks again, man. Happy holidays, and this will be out soon. But before that, I'll make sure plug people to get dishes are done, because that's really cool that he mentioned that to you, and because it is a cool thing to have, to have an autograph just on something is cool, but to have like an item and it's like, you put the two and two together with dishes are done, and it's rad, man.
Thank you, man. Well, thank you for the time, Doug. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Keith. Thanks for sharing your story with me.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one. Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, and happy holidays, dude. Peace.
Take care.
Thank you. I wasn't messing around, right? He is a phenomenal storyteller. Those stories from Toy Soldiers, the detail, the memory in it, man, I can't remember some things that I did like a few years ago. And this guy remembers it all. So cool. And he's always working. And it was cool asking that question. I know it's hard to ask somebody that it was a child actor, but you do see that with so many folks, because you see someone at a certain age. And 11 from Stranger Things talked about that people are like, oh my God, you're dressing so old. Why are you looking so old? It's like, I look old because you've seen me since I was almost 11. So it is so true how somebody's a child and they just look different. You're so used to, oh, that's a little cute Ron Howard. Then he gets older and he looks different. Same great actor. I'm sure Ron Howard, if he was acting, he'd still be crushing it. But 70s, 80s, he keeps that going. I'm sure he crushes it. But he found what his thing was, and it's directing. Night Shift. Come on. So your homework, Bride of Frankenstein, great homework. Oh my God. You better bring your teacher a gift. Oh, Professor Doug, I'm going to give you an apple tomorrow because you gave me a good sequel to watch. You're welcome. So be sure to check it out. I'll put the links in there too, archive.org. Sometimes they have some old classic movies that are, I don't know, certain age, time limit away from when it was made. They put it on there. Maybe I'm just making that up. So don't forget to review, rate, share our podcast. Follow us on all social media at Sequels Only. And don't forget to check out our website, sequelsonly.com. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.